So, what if the way most of us have been taught to think about sex is just completely backward? Today, we're going to dive into something called Sensate Focus. It's a practice developed by the pioneering researchers Masters and Johnson, and it really flips the script on intimacy by telling us to try less and, well, experience a whole lot more. You've seen headlines like this everywhere, right? Our culture is just saturated with these scripts that treat sex like it's some kind of performance. You know, a set of skills you have to master with a very specific goal at the end. It's all about achieving an outcome. And this is the really big question at the heart of Sensate Focus. What if all that effort, all that focus on getting to the finish line is actually the biggest roadblock to having a natural, spontaneous sexual response in the first place? That question leads us straight into the main problem this whole practice is designed to solve: the performance trap. It's this subtle, sneaky cycle of anxiety that so many of us get caught in without even knowing it. This just captures the whole paradox perfectly. I mean, think about it. In almost every other area of our lives, more effort equals better results. You study hard, you get a good grade. You work hard, you get that promotion. But when it comes to our sexual response, our bodies are playing a totally different game. The more you consciously try to force it, the more it just slips through your fingers.
Okay, so if the goal isn't to perform, then what is it? Well, Sense of Focus completely reframes the whole thing by introducing a really powerful idea. Sex is a natural function. Let's see how this all connects.
This right here is the fundamental shift in thinking. The whole practice isn't about learning some new, complicated skill. It's actually about unlearning all those habits of interference and control. It's about trusting that your body already knows what to do, and your only job is to create the space for it to happen.
So what do we actually mean when we say natural function? It's pretty simple, really. It's just something your body does automatically, a process that happens all on its own without you having to consciously will it into existence.
And this is just a brilliant way to understand the concept. You can't force yourself to fall asleep on command, can you? Or make yourself digest your food faster just by thinking about it. Of course not. What you can do is create the right conditions: a dark, quiet room for sleep, a healthy meal for digestion. But the process itself just happens, naturally. Sensate Focus applies that exact same logic to sex. All right, so if you can't think your way into a natural response, how do you create those perfect conditions? The answer, according to Masters and Johnson, is through the surprisingly simple and powerful active mindful touch. The reason touch is so important here is because it's tangible, it's real, and it's always available, right here in the present moment. See, unlike your thoughts about the past or your worries about the future, the physical sensation of touch grounds you, bringing you right back to the here and now. And that is the perfect environment for a natural function to just unfold.
I love this quote because it just captures the whole idea. Touch is the language of intimacy. It's how we get around our anxious, overthinking brains and connect directly with our actual physical experience. The key takeaway is this: we're shifting from a mental game to a physical one.
Okay, so how does this actually work? What do you do? Well, Sensate Focus isn't complicated at all. It really boils down to a simple formula based on three pretty straightforward but powerful rules. Let's break these down because the why behind them is everything. First, you touch for your own interest and curiosity. This is revolutionary, right? It totally removes the pressure to perform for someone else. Second, you focus only on physical sensations. This is what keeps you grounded in your body and out of that busy mind of yours. And third, you learn to manage distractions. And it's not about having a perfectly empty mind. That's impossible. It's just about gently bringing your focus back to your body whenever your mind wanders off.
And let's get super clear about what we mean by sensations here. We're not talking about goals like pleasure or arousal. Those are outcomes. And remember, they're natural functions, so you can't force them. We are talking about concrete, neutral, physical details that are always there. Is the skin cool or warm? Is the pressure firm or light? Is the texture smooth or rough? That's it. It's all about just noticing what is instead of chasing what you think should be.
Now, it's also really important to know that this practice isn't just a therapeutic tool for fixing problems. It's a skill that grows with you, moving through two different phases, from restoring basic function all the way to creating a flourishing, awesome connection. So Sensate Focus 1 is all about nailing down these basics, getting out of your head and letting go of all that performance anxiety. But once you've got those skills down, Sensate Focus 2 builds on them to enhance intimacy, communication, and your overall satisfaction. It's about going from just solving a problem to actually creating an optimal, amazing experience. So let's just end with this thought. By shifting our focus away from a high-pressure performance and toward a simple, shared sensory experience, Sensate Focus doesn't just change how we approach sex, it changes how we connect on a fundamental level. It takes all the pressure off and puts the presence back in. So what might that look like for you?